Any person who joins this program is going to have some type of win. There's no way that they can't.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Manuel, the host of Autoimmune Table Talk Live, and the one who is so lucky to get to talk to the alumni after they've graduated the program. Today, we're talking with Stacy, who is struggling with dysautonomia-like symptoms, a lot of vision problems, debilitating pain, and she was really struggling.
I'm at UMD, and I am a functional and holistic physician and the creator of Transform and the Transform protocol to turn around any autoimmune issues around naturally. If you want to learn more, make sure you click the link above or below this video to join our Facebook group or click the link to chat with our team.
All right, Stacy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Stacy Faircloth. One fun fact about myself is I am a self-proclaimed chef. I love to create recipes just out of my head.
You also work, you have a job for a living. What is it that you do?
I do. I am an office administrator for a chiropractor who owns 3 offices.
Okay. And I know you stay very busy as well because you're a caregiver.
I am caregiver 24/7 for my 96-year-old mom, soon to be 97. So she's awesome. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm blessed that I get to do this with her.
Well, you have to have your health in tip-top shape to be able to not only take care of yourself, but then to take care of others. But over the last few years, it sounds like your health has been a struggle. Why don't you tell me a little bit about all of the symptoms? Because it was a long list, I know, for you that you've been dealing with.
Yes, very long list. It started when I was 18. I was diagnosed with uveitis, inflammation of the retina, which at that time I didn't know was even an autoimmune issue. Then as the years went on, I had my daughter at 32. That's when all of my issues started. All kinds of symptoms, mostly fatigue at that point. Then as the years went on, my vision became very blurred, a lot of joint pain, a lot of fatigue, a lot of muscle pain, neuropathy, hair loss, insomnia, lots and lots of symptoms.
You were struggling, and I'm sure you went to the doctor trying to get answers. And what did you learn?
Nothing. They wanted to give me antidepressant and they said, oh, you're fine. You know, all of your blood work is fine. I would keep going in there saying, no, something's wrong. I'm telling you, something's wrong. I had all kinds of food sensitivities as well. I had horrible rash on my foot, which is my horrible rash. For 20 years, I've had the rash, and 20 dermatologists can never figure it out.
20 dermatologists. So you, for decades, have been what they were calling a medical mystery. Nobody knew what you had or how to help you until, and we'll get more into the program of what you learned, but in the program, you actually learned you had several diagnoses. What were they?
Yes, in the program, I learned that I had mast cell activation syndrome. So pretty much everything I eat, my body goes, doesn't want it. And that it goes directly to my foot, which is where my rash is. And then I also learned I had all the symptoms of dysautonomia. So those were 2 diagnoses that I didn't even know existed until this program.
So, and dysautonomia goes right hand in hand for people who have POTS. These are very similar diagnoses, and this is just your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous systems not functioning properly. You get a lot of symptoms with that, lightheadedness. What kinds of things were you experiencing?
Lightheadedness, dizziness, heart palpitations. I would be, laying down and get up and I'd be like, whoa, I'd get up super fast and I'd have to hold on to something. And I never associated that with any, I was just like, oh, well, I'm just a little lightheaded.
You just thought it was just the way it was, but no, I mean, these are actually, this is all part of autoimmunity. And so people don't realize that's not normal. And some people have it very extreme where you feel like you're going to pass out and other things like that. Your heart is racing. So dysautonomia and POTS, if anybody out there is dealing with POTS, they can absolutely relate to how you were feeling. But yet, no doctor could diagnose this. It wasn't until you found Dr. Maggie that you were really able to put a name to some of these issues that you were having.
Yes.
So I'm curious, what was kind of the last straw for you that you said, okay, I have to find somebody that actually can help me? And how did you come across the Transform program?
I came into a flare probably in July to where I really thought that I was in big trouble. Like I could hardly walk. I couldn't bend down. My joints hurt me so bad that I couldn't function. And Dr. Maggie came across in my Facebook feed, probably because I was talking to somebody about how bad my joints hurt. And, Google listens. So I started binge watching all of her videos that she had on YouTube. And in 2 days, I knew that I needed to join this. I needed to join. There was no doubt in my mind. I really felt that she made so much sense to me. She's the only doctor that puts everything together. It was the missing link. I was gonna get the missing link joining this program.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's talk about it. Before the program, you said your pain was so debilitating you could barely walk. That sounds like on a scale of 1 to 10, pretty high. Where would you have rated it?
Oh, I would say I was 8 or 9. I mean,
Wow.
I almost went to the ER at one point, but I knew that they would just pump me with drugs and it wouldn't be getting to the root of the issue and it just make things worse. So I just, put up with it. And eventually when I joined the program, I'm not in much pain anymore.
Okay, let's talk about that. You were in
Yeah.
8 or 9 pain, couldn't walk, thought about going to the ER on this occasion and probably other times as well. Now,
Yes.
after graduating the program, what would you put your pain level at now, scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, I would say a 1 or a 2. Yeah. I mean, once in a while I'll get something here or there, but it doesn't last long.
Wow, okay. So
Yeah.
life sounds pretty unbearable prior to the program, and now you're virtually pain-free. You're
Yes.
able to go about whatever tasks you need to for work or to help your mom. Or hey, how about some fun in your life too?
Yeah.
I'm sure. That's
I
so.
just booked a trip to Costa Rica.
And was that part of your dream board, might I
I
ask?
had travel on my dream board. Yes.
Bravo, yeah. So
Yeah.
Dr. Maggie has us start dreaming about things again. And
Yes.
that's so nice because when you're sick and you're in that dark place of pain, it's hard to even imagine wanting to get up in the morning sometimes and just go about your day, but much
Right.
less dream about traveling. So you just booked a trip to Costa Rica and you know you're going to feel good for it.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think made the difference? What was it about this program? What did you learn about yourself and what changed so that you're not in any pain anymore?
Well, I really feel that blood sugar control is a huge factor. And I feel that my digestion was a huge factor because once I started taking Digest-It, my pain that really helped my pain.
You knew you were having digestion problems. And so to
Oh
learn
yeah.
about how to optimize your digestion through Digest-It and through, I'm sure, vitamin and nutrient deficiencies that you may have had, and just
Yep.
learning the proper way to eat. So
Yeah.
that was a big game changer for you. How fast would you say it turned around once you were able to figure out what you needed to do to balance your blood sugar?
Well, once I started on the Digest-It, it was almost immediate. I mean, my stomach pains went away. My body pain really went away. My diet has always been really good, actually. I mean, I'm very conscious of what I put in my mouth, what I put in my body, for years, because I've been dealing with this for years. So I've been doing everything, and my diet's one thing that I could control. So I think that I implemented more of what she said regarding the balance, fat, fiber, protein. So that really helped.
Okay, so pain has gone down to a 1 or 2 on the
Yeah.
pain scale. What about everything else? I mean, we were talking earlier that you were having hair loss, and then I'm looking at your hair and I'm like, Stacy, this is a gorgeous head of hair. Has your
Well,
hair
it
actually
wasn't,
grown back?
it's gotten very thick since I've started. And I really feel that I know that I had the MTHFR gene. I don't methylate my B vitamins. I think that was a big part of it. And the supplements that she recommends are to, benefit that issue. So it's liposomal under your tongue. And now I feel, my body's getting the nutrients that it needs.
Right. And
So my hair is growing.
your hair looks amazing.
Thanks.
And these aren't blanket statements of, oh, everybody needs to take this or everybody needs to take that vitamin. This is all based on your personal data that Dr. Maggie tells us exactly what to get tested for. And then she goes over the results with you.
Yes.
And what's happening with dysautonomia and POTS-like symptoms.
I don't have them. I have no dizziness. When I'm working out, I can, get up really quick and I don't get that. Because before I'd be like, whoa, I have not gotten that. My arm is where the nerve pain mostly was. And I don't get that anymore either. I haven't had it.
Okay. So
Mm-mm.
neuropathy is gone.
Neuropathy, yes.
Dizziness is
It's
gone.
Yeah.
This sounds huge. I mean, these are
It's
symptoms
huge.
that if somebody goes to the doctor with POTS symptoms and dysautonomia, I mean, this is not something they say that's going to go away. They say this is something you have to learn how to figure out, try to manage forever, because sorry, there's no cure for this. There's no help. But you're
Right.
telling me in a mere 8-10 weeks in this program, those symptoms are completely gone.
Yes.
What does
Yeah.
that feel like for you?
Feels amazing. It feels amazing. Like I'm just thrilled. I can't even tell you how thankful I am.
Yeah. And your
Mhm.
pain. I mean, that's really the big one too. You're living now without this intense pain that you were struggling with
Yes.
for decades.
Yes.
I'm curious about your eye issues.
My eyes have definitely gotten clearer. I still do I have a lot of floaters, but since I've started the Pro Omega,
Mhm.
I've noticed a big difference in my vision clarity. I mean, what she has recommended has helped me so much with the supplement,
Yes, these supplements have really been game changers for you. And
game
it's
changer.
fun because this is stuff that can change overnight almost. You
Yeah.
can start taking these things and your life can just dramatically change for the better. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you learned some things then about your food mapping. What did you find out while going through mapping?
Food mapping, I was quite surprised. It opened up a lot of foods that I thought I was allergic to, that I thought I had sensitivities to, because I had previous testing done that said no eggs, but I can do eggs again. Even my dairy, I can't do some dairy, but I mean, the whey and casein was really low. So I still stay away from it. But once in a while, I might have a little bit.
That's so
I know
interesting
I'm
to me
okay.
because some of these intolerance tests are very expensive, and you had taken one in the past and it gave
Mhm.
you bad information that you had to eliminate foods from your diet. So you thought that were harmful for you. But going
Mhm.
through the food mapping process with Dr. Maggie, you actually were able to reintroduce foods back into your diet. Being a chef,
Yes,
can't imagine how
yes,
happy that must make you.
yes.
So I'm sure that that was huge for you. And then you reintroduce these foods. You're not having any bad reactions. In fact, you're feeling
Yep.
better and better.
I am feeling better and better. Yes, absolutely.
So that was a big one for you too.
Yes.
What was your favorite part about the Transform program?
I feel that the community and the support well, honestly, my favorite part was Dr. Maggie, because on the mastermind calls, I've never absorbed so much knowledge. It's amazing. It's really amazing. The way that she articulates everything and explains everything and puts it in layman terms so you can understand it is incredible. And the way that she explains all of the testing, it's just profound.
Getting even more into it, what did you think about working with her? What was it like on a personal level when you were actually working with her?
Oh, she's matter of fact, and she will let you know. She will let you know if you need to be doing something, or which is good. It's tough love sometimes.
Holding your feet to the fire for sure.
Yes, which is good, because I mean, I need to be accountable. A lot of people need to be accountable. And you need to do your own homework, and you need to be prepared, for the call. What I've learned, I mean, within 3 weeks, I was able to take what I learned and apply it to my family. 3 generations. I'm a caregiver for my mom, and her biggest complaint is she's weak and tired. And she just doesn't have energy. And I'm like, well, Mom, we need to do blood work. So, but she saw me, I didn't even push it on them. They saw what I was doing with the supplements and everything. And they asked me, hey, why are you taking that? Why are you taking this? And I said, well, because this is what you need for this. This is what you need for that. I'm like, well, we need to do the blood work. So I got her blood work done. She is now on, vitamin B, vitamin D, iron, and her energy is still, it's better. Her energy is definitely better. But we're also talking about a 96-and-a-half-year-old woman, but it's better.
An increase in
So
energy in a
I
96-year-old
I
woman.
started
Great.
cooking her breakfast in a cast iron pan. So she's doing great. My sister Pam, she also got the blood work done. My sister Glenda got the blood work done. With the knowledge I learned from Dr. Maggie, I helped them to start the supplements, and they're all noticing a huge difference. And my daughter's next on my list.
And she's a daughter of a mom who has autoimmunity.
Yes.
What does that mean to you to be able to help your family, especially your daughter and things like that, and your mom and your sisters? My goodness. I
It
mean,
means the world to me. My family is my life. You know, my daughter's my life. And for me to be able to possibly, as Dr. Maggie says, stop that dinosaur, I need to do it. She's coming here in January. So while she's here, she's going to be going, getting her blood drawn.
You're like, this is part of this.
You're going.
Way on break. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just thinking about it, you know, only Stacy went through the program. Only Stacy made that financial and time investment, but really you're able to spread out that investment among so many family members to improve the lives of so many people.
And my friends, I can't tell you, I have a girlfriend who just told me, oh, you know, I have to go get this nodules checked. And I'm like, you have nodules? I never knew that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I sent her the link to Dr. Maggie's thyroid protector. I'm like, you have to do this, and you have to take selenium, and you have to take vitamin A. So
mindset was very impactful for you. Tell me more about that.
yes, very impactful. During the ants, the automatic negative thoughts, that was a huge one for me in many different situations. You know,
Right.
some with my ex-husband. You know, during this whole program, I went through a Category 5 hurricane. My house is gutted during that whole thing, but thank goodness. And, you know, I still stayed focused. I did it. I kept, you know, doing the ants. I'm like, no, don't have that thought. You know, you got to go to that meeting so you can help. You know, the mindset really helped me.
So you mentioned you liked the community aspect of this program, which some people, when they're first learning about what's up with this program, we're going to be learning in groups, we're going to have all of these other people listening in, they get a little bit nervous about that. What did you like about the community aspect?
I just love the fact that you had other people supporting you who understood what I was going through. They have similar situations. And I just loved that. I had people in my pod that, you know, we bounce things off of. Even the group setting of the mastermind calls, I think that that's brilliant, because you see so many different people's issues and listening to their stories. And most stories you can relate to yourself in some aspect of it. You can relate to yourself, and it helps you. So that's why I loved it.
You mentioned you joined the program right away, basically, upon learning about it. Did you have anything that was holding you back, any reservations at all?
Nothing. Nope. It was the best money that I ever spent. It's a big investment, but you know what? It's even a bigger loss if you continue down that rabbit hole and not get results. I don't even know how much money I've spent on trying to heal myself. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars over decades of your life.
Yes.
Not to mention the time you've spent.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
mentioned the rabbit hole. You've been researching, you've been going to different
Yeah,
doctors. You mentioned
you
20
go to
different.
this one, that one, and they think that you're crazy. They want to give you an antidepressant. It's like, no, I'm not crazy. This is legit. Something is wrong with me. But nobody ever connects the dots. The 5 pillars are where it's at. I mean, she figured it out.
Yeah.
She figured it out. And which is amazing. You have to put the work in for sure, but it's achievable. Any person who joins this program is going to have some type of win. They're going to have some type of benefit, because there's no way that they can't, because it's all connected. It's all connected, and she figured it out and is sharing it and allowed me to connect the dots.
Was everybody having results?
Oh, everybody. Everybody. I didn't hear of one person on any of these calls that did not have something positive that has come out of this program.
So with that said, then somebody's watching this video and probably was in the place that you were at. What would you say to that person who's watching the program?
Oh, I would say, if you can afford it, you have to do it. You have to find a way to afford it, because first of all, the data that she gives you is invaluable. Nobody else gives you that type of data. And it's data that is your data, your body, and it tells the story of what's going on for you. Nobody else does that.
You touched on the fact that you called this the best investment you've ever made, but the value of this program then for you, what would you say it is?
Oh, tremendous value. You can't even put a value on it. You can't. How can you put a value? I mean, it's so good. You just can't. I mean, it's your health, it's your life. It just all depends if you want to stay where you're at or do something about it and take you to that next level, because that's what it did for me.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that, Stacy.
Mhm.
Tell me some things that you can do effortlessly now that you just could not even imagine doing before the program.
Well, I've started back doing my Pilates.
Ah,
I went 3 times last week, and I didn't just do the normal reformer workout. I did the TRX workout, you know, with
whoa,
straps. Yes,
so
and
hardcore.
I did a cardio one. So yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost unbelievable to hear you say from not unable to walk, right? To
Yes,
do the
yeah.
TRX and cardio.
I mean, I couldn't even hardly bend down to pick up something off the floor. I couldn't lift a frying pan because it was every single joint was flared, like to where you could see it. Like I could see my joint.
What we've learned in this program too is that does diagnosis even matter?
No, not at all. I didn't have a diagnosis coming into the program. I just had all my symptoms. In the program, I figured out what my issue is, which
Right.
is huge.
So many people out there who are like you, who are wondering what's going on with me and having that uncertainty. What kind of diagnosis do I have? All these symptoms accumulating. You know what? It doesn't even matter. You don't need
Doesn't
a
matter.
diagnosis to get the
No,
help.
it
You're
does not
able to
matter.
you're able to tackle the 5 pillars just the same. You're able to
Yeah,
get the results just the same, just like you. I mean, you are walking, running, TRXing proof. You've got plans. You're taking a
yeah,
trip. You're going to Costa Rica.
I
You're
am.
living your life.
I have 3 trips planned.
Oh my goodness. You're embracing life now. This is
Yes,
probably something that you wouldn't have been able to do before this.
no, mm-mm.
Is there anything else you want to share?
I'm so beyond grateful. I can't even tell you. And I'm thrilled to continue this journey with her.
I love it.
Wow, it's so impactful to hear Stacy talk about how she was at such a low point, she couldn't even walk. And now she's planning all kinds of trips. She's going to the gym. She's enjoying her life. And what I think is also very special about her story is that she is impacting so many other people's lives with the information that she learned in the Transform program.
I love that this is I say it all the time. I'm like, whoever's doing this program, it minimally not just impacts them and their generation, but minimum 3 generations, the generation above you and the generation below you. Stacy's a perfect example of that. And another example of where even if you don't have a diagnosis, and especially if you don't even have a diagnosis, that doesn't mean that you can't learn how to solve that problem now. And that's exactly what she did.
Right. She had been struggling for so many years to figure out what's going on. And yeah, you're right. No diagnosis, but a whole lot of symptoms.
Who cares what her diagnosis is? And I love that that was one of the biggest takeaways that she's learned. The diagnosis doesn't matter. So that's a great example.
Right. Yeah. If you can relate, maybe you have lots of symptoms accumulating and you don't know what to do and you don't feel like you're getting help. Well, I'll just tell you from my experience, you have finally found the right place because you will see results just as Stacy did.
To learn more about us, go ahead and click the link above or below this video to join our Facebook group, Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally. Or there's also a link to start a chat with our team. Thanks, everybody.